At this point, it's Vernon Wells up for the Toronto Blue Jays. He's a guy that years ago he had a lot of power, not so much power anymore, but he's a Gold Glove center field guy. He's a very good hitter, but he grounds into a lot of double plays. 10 double plays. It would have been nice to get that double play out of the inning. This game is over. But actually, the Phillies got very, very lucky because McDonald was picked off in between second and third base. I was really surprised to see Ridge look back like that, but he was able to get him. Felice noticed it. He's outgoing, trying to advance to third base. So then you got 2 outs. Vernon Wells end up grounding. I think the next pitch, and the Phillies take a 5-4 win. They end up winning this series in Toronto. They're done interleague play. I know that they're so happy about this because interleague play has been very, very tough for them. They've only won 6 interleague playing games this year. And about this game, a little bit more about this game, I think the biggest part people need to talk about is the fact that Chase Utley's triple was a 2-out hit. So that was a huge, huge part of this game. Lidge gets his 14th save. He's won, and Jamie Moyer ends up winning his second consecutive start since mid-April. The Phillies win a series for the first time since June 4th when they faced the Mets in New York. And they continue this road trip. They're going to head to Atlanta to face the Atlanta Braves. This is their first trip to Turner Field this year. And they will get Jimmy Rollins back into this game. He will lead off on Tuesday night. They're playing 3 games there. So far, this is a 3-3 road trip. Lost 2 of 3 to Tampa Bay. Win 2 of 3 against Toronto. We'll head back to what they know the best, the National League. They will face the Atlanta Braves coming up on Tuesday. And there is some news coming out about Antonio Bastardo, who strained his shoulder in, I believe it was Thursday's game, or it was a Wednesday's game against Tampa Bay. He will miss his next start, the team said. He left the 5th inning of his last outing. He's scheduled to see a doctor in Philadelphia on Monday. No replacement has been named for Thursday's game at Atlanta, but I believe that they will switch it up so Cole Hamels gets another start in between there. Tuesday, Joe Blanton against Derek Lowe. Derek Lowe's been pretty great for Atlanta, so should be an interesting matchup. The Phillies coming back to the National League. They're 2 games up on the Mets. Mets will play tonight. We'll come back here. We'll talk a little bit more about the scores going on in the league. The phone lines are open. It's 856-227-1360, 856-227-1360. I'm Christina Maxwell. This is Sports Sunday. WNJC Sports Sunday here. I'm Christina Maxwell. Another note here, I talked about J.C. Romero a minute ago. Florida man has accused the Philadelphia reliever of assaulting him after the Phillies game on Thursday night against the Tampa Bay Rays in St. Petersburg, Florida. The fan is a 25-year-old man. He told the St. Petersburg Times that he asked Romero for an autograph outside of Tropicana Field and he refused to give him an autograph. Robert Eaton, the man, said that Romero grabbed him by the neck, shoved him after Eaton made the 2 comments about the steroids. J.C. Romero's not really talking much. He's just saying, was he drunk, this, blah, blah. But there's no words if there's going to be any assault charges at this point. The Rays and the Phillies clubs have said that we have heard about this and we will discuss this further in later days. So we'll see if he's going to get any sort of suspension, fine. I'm not really sure at this point. Another note about the Phillies, 6-12 interleague record. So they are so lucky, so happy to be done with interleague play. I've mentioned time and time again, I love interleague play. Phillies don't like it. They're so glad to be done with it. They head back to the National League. They'll play Atlanta Braves Tuesday night. We have to get into hockey right now. A big story going on about the Philadelphia Flyers here in Philadelphia. The Flyers acquired 34-year-old defenseman, all-star former MVP Chris Pronger on Friday night from the Anaheim Ducks in exchange for Joffrey Lupul, Luis Scaba, and 2 first-round draft choices, 2009's first-round draft choice, which was the 21st overall, and they'll get 2010. And Pronger gives the Flyers a physical presence. He is a guy that has been known in this league for many years. He's an offensive scorer, and this is a great pickup for the Flyers. But unfortunately, this may come at a price. Like I said, he gives them the physical presence. They haven't had a physical presence since Darian Hatcher retired and didn't play this year at all. And people say about Chris Pronger that he makes life miserable for the other team. Like I said, a very steep price. He could be someone that you call a renter player. He's making $6.25 million this year. And they also got Ryan Dingle, who is a center prospect in this deal as well. But the Flyers ended up trading away two young, great players in Joffrey Lupul and Louis Scaba. But Pronger, combined with Kimo Timonen and Braden Colbert, he could give the Flyers arguably one of the top three best defensemen in the Eastern Conference. People believe that this trade could give the Flyers up to that Pittsburgh Penguins, who won the Stanley Cup. They could be one of the top two teams in the Eastern Conference. The Pronger is a slick passer, as I said. He adds to the offense. But this is a risky move because the Flyers are only $5 million under the cap. They need a backup goalie. They need a right winger. Mike Knuble is a free agent. He may re-sign with the Flyers, but he's drawing interest from other teams, including the Pittsburgh Penguins. They need defense, maybe a center that could winning some more face-offs. Because if this trade doesn't work out, anything short of a Stanley Cup for the Flyers could call this deal a bust. But Chris Pronger, I believe, is a guy that the Flyers should have got 2 years ago. He's very, very good. He won a Stanley Cup with the Anaheim Ducks in 2007. He knows how to win. So I think it's an exciting trade for the Flyers. They needed to do something to kind of change things because coming back with the same team, they're probably not going to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals like they did in 2008, or they're going to get bumped out of the first round like they did this year. So an interesting choice for the Flyers. Also with the NHL draft this weekend, the entry draft, the New York Islanders had the first pick in the draft. They picked John Tavares, who is a record-setting scorer at the London Knights of the Ontario Hockey League. They compare Tavares to sort of like a Sidney Crosby, Eric Lindros type of guy because they believe he could be a star in this league. He could get people into the stands, and that's very, very crucial for the Islanders at Coliseum Stadium because they want to get a new stadium here. Unfortunately, they're not bringing fans in, and there's some rumors that the Islanders may leave and go to Kansas City and whatnot. So it's a very good choice. I think the Islanders did great there. Also, the NHL Players Association announced that the 2009-2010 salary cap is up to $56.8 million this year. Like I said, the Flyers will have to find a way to shave some money off the salary, but they have about $5 million under this new cap. They need a backup goalie. They need a defenseman. They need to sign Mike Knuble. They're probably not going to get it all done, but they do get Chris Pronger from the Anaheim Ducks. Also, turning to the Philadelphia 76ers. The NBA draft was on Thursday here, and the Sixers did not pick who I thought they were going to pick. They had the 17th pick in this draft, and they end up drafting Jrue Holiday out of UCLA. He's a 6'4", 19-year-old point guard right out of UCLA, and he was considered a top 10 pick. But the thing about Jrue is that he is going to be someone that takes a while to develop. The Sixers, Ed Stefanski, the general manager, said that they liked him so much that they wanted to possibly move up to draft him because they believe he would be a top 10 pick. He was there waiting for them at 17th overall, and they did take him. The scouting report on Jrue Holiday says it's going to take him about 2 years to develop as a very good NBA player. So his future is not now. His future is in a few years. He has the court vision, as they say, to be a starter in this league, which is great for the Sixers, but I believe that Ty Lawson is much more quicker. I think that he could come and play this year for the Sixers. You don't know what's going to happen with Andre Miller with the point guard situation, so you're kind of lost in regards to that. Will he re-sign with them? Will he get another team? Go to another team? I'm not sure. We'll see how Jrue Holiday works out for the Sixers, but he is the one who they draft. The Sixers also reached out to Temple's Delonte Christmas. He did not get drafted. Christmas is 6'5". He is the first player in Atlantic 10 to lead conference in scoring for 3 straight years. He's a volume shooter. People believe that he could be a great NBA bench player. He was very disappointed he did not get picked, but the Sixers did invite him to join their Orlando Summer League with the New Jersey Nets. So if it doesn't work out for the Sixers, the Nets are there. Maybe he'll be enticing for them. Also locally for the Villanova's leading scorer, Donnell Cunningham, he is the guy that the Portland Trailblazers ended up picking up this year in the second round. He was a guy that for Villanova, he was their leading scorer. He was a complete player. So it's great to see Cunningham be drafted. Unfortunately, Christmas did not get the same deal in this NBA draft. Also, the top 3 picks in the draft, as you know, Blake Griffin went number 1 overall to the Los Angeles Clippers. Hashim Thabit out of UConn goes to Memphis. Oklahoma City Thunder picks James Harden out of Arizona. I was a little surprised they picked Harden, but I think Harden can go right and play for the Oklahoma City Thunder. as soon as next season. And also Ricky Rubio, there's a very interesting story going on here because he got drafted and Rubio is a guy who is not very happy about